let's move on to our next email today. And our next email today comes to us from Eric Landa, who writes, "Hey, John, love your dedication to the show." Thank you so much, Eric. "With Infinity War, I should say, making more than $2 billion, over or under 75%, Disney will not see the need to spend big money on airing an Avengers trailer during the Super Bowl. Thanks." Well, I'll tell you what, that's a very specific question just about the Super Bowl itself. What do you think? We got Super Bowl coming up. By the way, the Seattle Seahawks, I don't know if you heard, will not be in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
It was a great game, though.
You know, the fourth quarter of that Cowboys-Seahawks game was so painful. They got like 24 yards to Dallas's 120.
Hey, you know, if it makes you feel any better, with the way the Chargers are playing, I don't think my New England Patriots are going to the Super Bowl this year either. So you and I can commiserate together.
Yeah.
But with the Super Bowl coming, I believe it's in the beginning of February or something like that.
Yeah.
With the Super Bowl coming, what do you think the chances are that we see an Infinity War trailer at the Super Bowl?
Well, it's funny you ask this because
Ooh.
I watched an online video about the marketing of Avengers Endgame, comparing it to the marketing of Avengers Infinity War.
Right.
And there was really 2 trailers for Infinity War, and that was it, other than a few TV spots. And
Right.
they actually pinpointed it. They said that because Avengers Infinity War and Endgame come out within a day of one another, since they moved it into April.
Right. Much like they did last year. Last year was supposed to, Infinity War was supposed to open in May. And they bumped it back into April. They did the same thing this year.
So this video basically laid it out, and it said we will see the Avengers Endgame trailer, the full trailer, in the beginning of March. If the same pattern holds true, and after 225 million views in 24 hours, there's no reason to expect they would market it differently. And what comes out in the beginning of March? Captain Marvel. So we're going to have the new Avengers Endgame trailer right before Captain Marvel. I don't think we're going to see a Super Bowl spot because they don't need to spend the money.
Well, here's the interesting thing. Infinity War was actually, I was talking to one of the PR people over there, was actually, I believe, the second most money they've ever spent on a marketing campaign for a film was for Infinity War.
Wow.
Which, hey, it's a $2 billion film. Why not? Because
Right.
they know every dollar they spend, they're going to get that back threefold. Every dollar they spend on marketing, you're going to get back threefold. So that's good math, right? So there's a philosophical question and a specific question. The philosophical question, does Disney feel the need to market heavily this movie? Absolutely they do. There is a reason why Infinity War made over $2 billion, because they marketed the hell out of that movie. Like nonstop, no holds barred, went all out. This is a formula that works. People get ravenously crazy when they drop new marketing for this. So will they spend, let's say, as much? I don't know if it'll be specifically as much, but it'll be close. They're going to spend a hell of a lot of money on marketing. Spending the money on a Super Bowl ad, no problem for them.
Sure.
But specifically, will they on Super Bowl? I'm going to guess no. And I not because of the reasons you just listed, but
Right.
you raise a very good point that I hadn't even considered before. But I think they feel that Infinity War is such an anticipated movie. Why lump it in? Why lump that trailer in? Now, for many, 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 many movies, it would make sense. But for an Infinity War, it doesn't make sense to lump in your thing that is probably going to be the most anticipated out of all of them in with 20 other highly anticipated, not just movie commercials, but like the best commercials for every type of product every year come out during the Super Bowl. Do you really want to spend your money there? They're going to spend a hell of a lot of money, make no mistake. But do you need to do it at Super Bowl? For a lot of films, yes. I'm going to guess for this one, no.
I'm with you 100%. Plus, you've got Captain Marvel coming out literally a month later, and they'll get their trailer. Look, in my lifetime, I never thought I'd see a movie like Avatar make $2.5 billion worldwide. But since I've been alive on this planet, there has never been a movie that has been coming out that I thought would potentially be the #1 highest grossing film of all time. No question. I think Avengers Endgame could be the highest grossing film of all time. I think it could go to 1 or 2.5 billion and beyond.
So
if it's good.
If
it's good.
I mean, that's a tall order because you're talking about having to make, first of all, as much as the last one.
Yeah.
and then making 500 million more on top of that. I don't know, because who didn't see the first one? Who didn't see the first one?
Right, I think everyone's going to go. But if this movie, if they stick, there's never been a movie, I think, in human history that has more anticipation of delivering the goods than this.
I would suggest The Phantom Menace.
Well, The Phantom Menace, true, but yeah,
but it was the most anticipated, probably the film in history.
Yeah, probably was. But this movie, it's a different time, and you're coming off of a movie that's beloved that I keep watching and I love it. Now that it's on,
I watched it again over the holiday weekend with my mom.
Netflix.
I put it on again with my mom.
You know, it's so wildly entertaining. I think it could beat Avatar.
See, this is the funny thing, though.
But it has to be great.
You mentioned that it has to be great. Infinity War was great.
I know,
and it made 200 million or 2 billion. Can it make another 500? Can it be so much better than Infinity War that it not only crosses that $2 billion mark, that it adds another 500? Because I remember having so many arguments with so many people online saying Infinity War is going to be 3 billion, and it's 3 billion. It's going to be and I'm like, guys, it's not going to make $3 billion. You're an idiot, John. It's going to make $3 billion, and of course, it fell well short of that.
Right,
but still one of the highest grossing films in history.
Yeah.
Can it repeat one of the greatest in theater performances in history and add another 500 million? Because my only question is, who that is into this stuff didn't go see Infinity War? Is there $500 million left on the table?
Look, to make $2 billion, you have to do repeat business.
Mucho repeat
People
business.
went back to see that. If this movie, look, I find it interesting that two of the greatest genre bits of entertainment over the last decade, Game of Thrones, which is beginning its 6-episode final season, and Endgame, are coming out at the same time, because both of these franchises have pretty much always stuck their landings.
They really have.
I mean, the Battle of the Bastards and then the subsequent episode were two of the most satisfying hours of television I've ever seen. And I think they knew, since they made Infinity War concurrently with Endgame. I think they know. I think we know what we're going to get. I think that we know that we're going to get a wondrous time at the movies, at the picture shows.
I have no doubt. By the way, I watched on the flight back from Toronto, I popped on Captain America Winter Soldier, which I have not watched in a while. And you ever have one of those movies like, oh yeah, you remember that movie was awesome. Yeah. But then you watch it again and you're like, I forgot how awesome.
Right.
I watched Winter Soldier again on the plane coming back, and my jaw was open most of the time.
Right.
And I was remembering, and it made me have flashbacks to when I went to see the first press screening for it. And I remember walking out of that theater, and I was with our friend Jennings Roth Cornett, and we walked out of the theater and just kind of looked at each other and we're like, what did we just watch?
Yeah.
And I remember how, is there any reason to doubt right now that Kevin Feige with the Russo brothers are going to absolutely stick this movie? No reason to doubt it whatsoever. This movie's going to be awesome. Can it make another 500 million? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
If it's that awesome, I'll go see it 10 times.
Because Infinity War was, well, and I think I did go see Infinity War 10 times.